What is up, guys? It's Dakota here and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, what I want to talk about is the importance of airing down your tires when going off-road. It's something that I get questions about either on YouTube or just in person when talking about what I do when I go off-roading. And it's actually something you should do not just for a full-size SUV or vehicle, whether it's a dirt bike or a side-by-side or four-wheeler. It's a good idea for those as well. But in today's video, I'm just gonna focus on, off-road SUVs like Wranglers, 4Runners, trucks, things like that. Full-size vehicles that are allowed legally to drive on the road. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so one of the benefits of airing down your tires is gonna be, so you gotta think of your tire as when it's aired up all the way, like these tires are at about 37 PSI, which is what Jeep recommends, as well as BFG themselves for these particular tires recommend is 37 PSI for normal road driving. So right now they are hard. I mean, they're rock hard. They're aired up for better roll resistance, which helps with fuel economy and things like that. So when you're going off-road though, you don't care about roll resistance and fuel economy. You want grip for the different terrains that you're gonna be going over, rocks, trees, ruts, what have you. One of the benefits of airing down is going to allow the tire to form over obstacles. So think of the tire almost as like an air mattress. So you've got, if you air up an air mattress all the way, like to where it's about to pop almost, and you set it, say, down on a bench, you have the air mattress and you set it down like this, it's gonna stay like that. But take a little bit of air out and it'll start to form with whatever it's sitting on. Similar setup with a tire. So when you're going off-road, again, you want traction. So you take a little bit of air out and that will help the tire form over some of those obstacles, and when it's rolling over, get better grip over rocks, fallen trees, ruts, things of that nature. And that's what you want when you're off-roading, right? You want control, which is what traction provides you. You don't want to be spinning going up a hill because you're not getting any grip, right? So airing down is going to help you with that. Now, obviously, airing down to a certain PSI is going to depend on a couple of different things. What obstacles are you going to be going over? What type of wheels do you have? So for this video, I'm only going to be talking about necessarily airing down with regular wheels, not bead locks or anything like that, to where you can air down to 1 PSI and they're not going to fall off the bead. And because of, if you happen to be going off-road on a regular wheel and you air down too low and you're on a very high friction surface, it'll send all that torque to the wheel that the tire is attached to. But if it's aired down too low, then what can happen is the wheel will spin and actually the tire will slip off of the bead of the wheel itself. So generally when I go off-road, I typically only do about 10 to 15 PSI. I haven't had any issues running it that way. I haven't had any issues with beads slipping or anything like that. But keep that in mind as well, that the majority of this video is going to focus around not the 30-year off-road veterans that have bead locks and 40-inch tires. This is more for the beginner who's trying to figure out why do we air down? What is air down? Why would we do that? So, so that's going to be one thing, is get more traction when you're going over those obstacles. So 10 to 15 PSI is usually what I do. I usually run actually around 15 PSI. And as well, that makes the tire more malleable. So again, it's going to form, it's softer. So this sidewall here is going to have more flex when it's going over bumps in different terrains and things like that. So one of the things that that also does is give you a better ride. So for example, when I went to Big Bend and did my little overland trip, there was a good stretch of that, probably, I'd say most of it, probably 40 miles of it was, just gravel roads, unpaved roads that with small rocks and things like that, no real big obstacles. And if you don't air down, then the ride's gonna be pretty rough because again, this tire's rock hard, so any little imperfection you're gonna feel when you're driving down it. So for that, air down to 15 PSI. And again, since now this sidewall and the pressure inside it is softer, it's going to allow it to absorb, it's going to act as some extra suspension, if you will, and absorb some of that shock. So the sidewall can kind of, in effect, do this, and it allows for a smoother ride over rough terrain. As well as airing down can also give you a larger contact patch. If you look at the tire when it's firm, it's kind of almost in a sense like this. I'm going to kind of exaggerate. And then when you start to take air out, it can actually kind of flatten with the weight of the vehicle to give you a wider contact patch, which again adds to traction. So one of the other things that's maybe not necessarily super big, but it is something that can be beneficial to your vehicle is, for a vehicle like this, for instance, for me, where this is my everyday car, it's something that I use every single day, right? I don't want it to get beat up just for the sake of getting beat up. So if I can help alleviate some stress from some components, why not do that? So with that being said, when you air down, you're also going to relieve some of the stress and workload from the suspension components, because again, now this sidewall is able to flex a little bit and absorb some of those bumps when you're going off-road, when you're hitting those rocks or ruts, when you're doing 20 miles an hour. And so instead of you feeling every single thing while you're driving and the suspension components working extra hard, the tire being softer now and more malleable is now helping absorb some of that impact. So it's a little bit better for you. And better for the vehicle, and puts, again, less stress on the components. There's no need to put stress on a vehicle just for the sake of putting stress on a vehicle if you can help alleviate some of it. So with that being said, if you don't air down, you can have the effect of kind of almost bouncing off of obstacles. If you're going up a rock and it hits it and it just kind of bounces off, that's not good, right? Because then you're going to lose traction. If that wheel's in the air, it's not providing you any traction. So if it bounces off, or if it's just rock hard and it slips on the surface that you're on, that's not what you're wanting from your vehicle. So again, this is more for the people that have not been off-road before, or maybe have but haven't aired down. I've had a few people. Maybe they have taken their vehicle off-road, but they didn't know that they should be airing down. And so those are some of the main reasons why. There's other reasons as well, but those are some of the main reasons that I found that really make a difference. When you're doing a 20-mile stint on unpaved roads, airing it down to where not every single thing in the interior is vibrating and rattling is nice. So again, guys, it's going to allow for a better ride. It's going to allow the tire to grip better over certain obstacles, and form over those obstacles, be less harsh on some of the suspension components and the rest of the vehicle in general. If you're doing, higher speed, you're going to have the tire take up some of that punishment. So anyways, guys, I hope this video was helpful to you, or I hope you enjoyed it. Just a quick little video that I wanted to make, again, just because I thought, hey, why not educate someone who maybe needs to know. And again, I'm no expert. I just enjoy off-roading and have a passion about it. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe for more videos related to Jeeps, as well as just anything automotive in general. So yeah, guys, and if you do subscribe, click that bell notification so you get notified for more videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.